Hello, awesome rad viewers. This is another intelligent reaction and review. I am going to be reacting to the Wyatt Olinger podcast number 3, How Olinger Tunes Come to Be. I think he meant to say how Olinger Tunes came to be. Already being a fucking idiot again, but whatever. And it's almost half an hour long. It's 27 minutes and 36 seconds to be exact. I don't think I'll be able to watch through all of it. I'll probably have to skip through again a little bit, but yeah. Number.
All right, here we are again. I just got done. Actually, it wasn't just. It was more like an hour ago now. I just added every single Pixar movie to my Disney Plus watch list.
Disney
Because
adult?
I'm eventually going to
Ew.
do a thing where I'm going to watch every Pixar movie and then review it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's probably a story for another day.
You can keep it to yourself.
Hello, everybody. Hello to you, and especially hello to you, but not to you random fella in Seattle. Just messing. Hello to you too. And we're back here at the Wyatt Olinger podcast. Whoop whoop. Now, there's a lot of you out there. I can tell. My subscriber count has been going up the wazoo lately. I don't know why, but actually I do know why. It's because the History Nickelodeon is almost at 10,000 views. That is crazy.
2,000 subscribers.
You know what
Wow.
So, I mean,
okay.
if you've watched my channel for quite some time, then you may have heard
You're not
like,
that
seen
big.
all those Olinger tunes hanging around.
Just saying.
Well, they've been hanging around for almost 4 years at this point, and in today's episode of my beautiful, perfect podcast, actually, I wouldn't say perfect. Never mind. Forget I said that. But
Definitely
in
not.
my beautiful subpar podcast, as I could put it, I'm probably going to discuss how Olinger tunes come to be. There are currently 16 different Olinger tunes on my channel.
It's how
there's going to be a 17th
Olinger tunes came to be. Speak correctly.
Like Wyatt's House Party, A Literal Anime, Mr. Macabre's Mysterious Museum, Love Block, Four Little Friends, The Experiments of Beverly Hills, Wyatt Forever, Pokemon Leia, Greens from Freedom Island, Buy Our Stuff, Galactic Girls, Ray D for Epic, and Squirrels with a Z. So, how did this all come to be? Well, it all started... Okay, so Olinger tunes are animated in PowerPoint. We all know that. Yeah, that's more obvious than anything. But what fewer know is that my PowerPoint experience spans far, far before 2019. In fact, I've been making animations in PowerPoint since 2009. Yes, it really goes back that far. Like, I've been making like random animations in PowerPoint since even before, basically, I've been making animations in PowerPoint before the 2010s. Just let that sink in.
Wow,
the same
good for you.
That YouTube launched. Isn't that nuts? Anyhow, I've kind of been evolving over the years. Like, some of you may have seen like my old PowerPoints video.
No.
And that's just to give you a gist of how bad I was at PowerPoint at the time. But
you're still bad.
So the idea for Olinger tunes, I never really had the idea of uploading PowerPoint series to the channel Simply because it's all thanks to the Forces of Time. The Force of Time was made in MS Paint and YouTube's old photo slideshow feature, and I quickly gave up on the Forces of Time, and for a while decided that maybe making like shows on this channel just aren't my thing. But then, a couple of years after the Forces of Time ended, I decided to revive the concept. What ended up happening was, back in February of 2019, I did a version of Wyatt's House Party that's kind of different from what we ended up getting. There was only 3.5 episodes of it, and I don't have those anymore because what happened was my computer suffered a virus that, like, it was the worst possible virus you can imagine. Like, the worst possible thing that could happen to the computer.
Based virus?
And it had to be sent to Texas so that it could work right again. And because of that, the Wyatt's House Party episodes were just gone. They were no more.
Oh yeah,
this was before I started backing up my files.
So
those
Galactic Girls project, which was again kind of cool, but not really.
Made like a joke PowerPoint called Low Budget This.
What about Galactic Guys?
What the topic was, but it was parodying like it was like parodying something, and I just called it Low Budget Version of This Thing. That was also lost in the big crash I mentioned earlier. And then around August or September, was it? I decided, hey, you know what?
What?
This whole PowerPointing thing, I could revive this, you know? I could make this a thing again.
It doesn't need to be, though.
I decided to do new revised versions of Wyatt's House Party.
Progress
low budget
is a thing for a reason.
Initially.
And you're regressing. Kind of problematic, actually.
Initially, I was like, okay, so I got Wyatt's House Party.
And just...
Because back then, this was back when Olinger Tunes, they weren't even called Olinger Tunes yet. I wasn't taking them seriously. You know, all those like very goofy web animations that don't take themselves seriously. Yeah, Olinger Tunes were initially going to start like that. They were initially like that.
It still is that, though. I'm not taking it seriously.
Blah, by today's standards. So Wyatt's House Party
it would never be considered
and I also
good.
Had a third concept that would eventually become.
I could make something way better.
And then, but then I pushed
like
it back
that awesome drawing I
like
put in the last intelligent review of my personal drawing.
Nobody talks about, and if you do
it's
talk about it,
way better. So I don't know what this guy. I don't know what this guy's even talking about.
Kind of in the back of my head for the rest of 2019. So I thought, okay, maybe that's going to be the 4th. And then I came up with Mr. Macabre's Mysterious Museum in January of 2020.
Nothing mysterious about it.
To the 5th show. And yeah. So eventually, Mr. Macabre's and One Average Family both got made in April and June of 2020, respectively. But I have learned from my mistakes since then. Like,
did you really
show like one abysmal dumpster fire of
really
to be your last show? No, it just serves that as an example. Like, hey, I gotta make something better.
Wyatt Forever,
I don't
more like
that.
Stupid Forever.
So yeah, and that's kind of how the whole Olinger Tunes brand got started. I didn't really come up with the Olinger Tunes name until around the time Four Little Friends premiered, though.
Okay.
How an Olinger Tune works, how the life cycle of an Olinger Tune goes, is I come up with an idea, usually from looking at something random.
Okay.
I was watching some infomercials one day, and I suddenly got the idea for Buy Our Stuff. That's how Buy Our Stuff came to me. And I was like, all right, so I'm going to develop this new Olinger Tune, come up with a title for it and its basic plot. And of course, this is months before it actually comes out. So I'm going to kind of piece the show together in the meantime before it officially goes up onto YouTube. The first episode goes up onto YouTube finally. And then,
finally.
I also have like a set number of episodes the show's going to have. Like, for example, when I'm developing the show, I'm
I think we would be able to
episodes.
wait.
And then once those
honestly, I think
are all done,
we wouldn't mind if it never even came out, to be honest.
A piece of history.
To be honest.
However, most Olinger Toon developments were kind of fuzzy, but
yeah, that's one way to put it.
I do remember Love Block being quite the process to develop. So it was around I think it was around April or May of 2020 that I first got the idea for Love Block. It was around the time Mr. Macabre's just premiered. And
I bet
thinking,
you
all right, so
this drawing I did of the bunny, plenty of people would love her.
I wanted to have a show about 3 girls doing
it's
typical activities
drawn
together. So
way better.
Essentially, at the very beginning, Love Block was just an upgrade of a literal anime, which, funnily enough, is right on the screen right now. So I was creating this show about 3 girls. Basically, it was gender-swapped Ed, Edd, and Eddy at the very beginning. Anyone remember that Cartoon Network show, Ed, Edd, and Eddy? Yeah, I certainly do. I've actually seen quite a bunch of episodes of that, and basically picture that, but with 3 girls instead. That's what the show was at the very beginning.
There were 3 girls in Ed, Edd, and Eddy, though, jackass.
So I was trying to come up with names.
They lived in a trailer park.
And I initially settled on Hop, Skip, and Jump.
That is so basic.
It just did,
So basic. But not surprising coming from you.
I didn't really like that. That wasn't realistic.
It's a cartoon. It doesn't have to be realistic, dummy.
But it kind of does go together in a way, I suppose.
This guy.
So I was struggling to come up with good names for these characters.
Oh, I'm sure you were.
I eventually settled on the names Lillian, Charlotte, and Melanie, because how I came up with those is I technically didn't. I googled some popular girl
because you're not original.
Those were the
Thanks for being honest.
That popped up. And then I eventually decided on the plot that these 3 would not be the lead characters, because I eventually created a 4th character, a boy character, that would eventually become Jerry. And he was going to have crushes on the 3 because, and at the time, the show's name was The Love Square. I'll get to why that was changed in a minute.
Sorry, I'm burping a lot.
I was developing.
I've been drinking Mountain
Dew called League of Rejected Heroes.
Stop me, sue me, asshole.
To be an Olinger Toon about some hilariously bad superheroes. But I ended up scrapping League of Rejected Heroes around the time Wyatt's House Party ended, so yeah, I wonder what it would have been like if it actually did get made, though. And of course, there's actually another scrapped Olinger Toon I never talked about.
Okay, you don't have to...
This one was called From A to Z. And basically, what From A to Z was about is... It was this show that was going to be about a boy named Zachary, who is the youngest of 26 siblings, each beginning with a different name of the alphabet. Each sibling's name
rated
a different letter
E
of the
for
alphabet.
epic.
So the oldest kid has an A name, then the second a B name, and so on. And Zachary is the youngest of these 26 siblings. And he's just trying to make it through life while
fucking
also
lame.
Mentored by his oldest
saying
sister,
rad
Maddie.
is way cooler.
But then From A to Z also got scrapped because we don't really need more cartoons about chaotic big families, do we? I don't think so. I mean, some of you guys who watch Nickelodeon nowadays can probably guess why From A to Z was scrapped. So anyways, back to why the Love Square's name had to be changed.
You pitched it to Nickelodeon? Actually? Oh, boy.
Called Laura Jane Williams, and
they must have laughed at you when you walked out. Like, what the fuck?
The name's already taken. What the heck? Come on, man. This is anarchy. I I can't use that now. Come on. So I had to come up with a new name.
Too
since
bad.
The original name's already
So
taken a lot of
sad.
square. So I settled
It's not
on.
my fault
so
you're
I thought
a
about
basic,
taking the word
unoriginal
square and
bitch.
replacing it with a similar word, and the first word that came to mind, block. So I decided, yeah, love
okay.
block. And yeah, if you've ever wondered why Love Block is called Love Block, that's pretty much your answer. So, because it's about like a 4-way romance, sort of. It's like 1 kid, 3 crushes, 3 plus 1, 4. 4 is a square, square is a block, and it's love. Yeah. That's pretty much why Love Block is called that. And this was something I discovered after Love Block premiered in October of 2020 that struck me again. Apparently, the name Love Block is taken too. There's actually a wine called Love Block. And I don't understand. Like, I didn't know the Love Block wine existed until it was too late to change the show's name again, and that was not something I particularly wanted to do.
You can't do a Google search?
League of Rejected Heroes and From A to Z both got scrapped around the same time, actually. However, The Experiments of Beverly Hills, despite being a very, very long-running Olinger tune at this point, it's already up to its 55th episode. It actually began development around the time Wyatt's House Party ended and League of Rejected Heroes just got scrapped. So, how The Experiments of Beverly Hills came to be was, my whole life I've always been fascinated by those monster collecting things. Like, Pokemon is a good example, but other examples I liked were Digimon, which, no, isn't a Pokemon ripoff, Neopets, and this other franchise that I thought was a Pokemon ripoff, but it's actually not, called Yokai Watch. I'm pretty sure some of you may have heard of it, some of you may not.
No, I don't know about it.
Disney XD back in the day, so that was neat, I guess.
That's probably lame.
I've always thought monster collecting series were the coolest things ever, so I
mean, they're kind of cool.
One attempt was called Mike Cuties.
Not really.
2017 or 18. And the monsters were like these cute little things that you would cultivate as if they were plants. However, that never took off. So I decided to make The Experiments of Beverly Hills, where in my sketchbook, I drew this little blue hamster Pikachu knockoff looking guy named Lloyd. And initially, Lloyd looked a little different. He had a chubbier body, and his mohawk was pointier.
I'll be back, Rad viewers. I gotta go piss.
But still getting there. Like, for example...
Sorry about that, Rad viewers.
Now, if you look at Season 4, and then look back at the
technical difficulties,
you can see the difference. By the time The Experiments of Beverly Hills premiered, I already had Rocky, Erbo, Grextor, Dash, and maybe conceived. Some experiments debut in the show, but I've already created and conceived them way in advance. For example, Coco, Cucumber, and Mitzi all debuted in the Season 3 premiere. However, I actually developed them around the time of Season 1, actually. They were some of the earliest experiments created, technically speaking. And I already had some experiments created that are not going to be on the show until 2024 or maybe
crazy.
There's a Season 7. Yeah, Experiments of Beverly Hills is going
to
be getting 6th season, one Season 5 ends.
My show
and I already have the
would be
story
way better.
Can't quite tell you what it is yet. That's going to have to wait. And
it would be a cartoon.
It started off slow.
It'd be a cartoon about
because
funny characters that take over the world.
SpongeBob ended after this movie, which I'm still getting used to. But then The Experiments of Beverly Hills started getting more popular by around Season 3, I believe. And now people come and watch it all the time. Like,
And
I
I
get
would
comments on
be
the episodes
the
from KB.
protagonist, and I'd marry
Yeah, KB tends to comment
one
a
of the
lot on the
bunny
channel,
girls,
actually.
and
And Simon
she'd be my loving
also
wife, my
asks
loving bunny
questions
wife.
about the experience, and I try to answer it to the best of my ability. Of course, using the lore Simon came up with, I could probably write like a whole book about the lore and
I
stuff.
can
That
write
that
a
would be pretty
whole
nice,
book
right?
about how I'm better than
And
you.
yeah, the experiments Beverly Hills got made. I continue to make new crazy monster characters for it, and it's still a staple to this channel. It's been a staple to
Beverly
the line on our channel ever
Hills.
since. Now, like,
I swear I
and then
don't
there's some
want
later
to
Olympic tunes that premiered around the time. Like,
be
about the way back in
fuck
March
living
of
in
2021
Beverly
is when I
Hills.
began developing Greetings from Freedom Island, which back in like late 2020, I had this recurring idea dancing in the back of my head about some teen girl living a calm life in Hawaii.
Well, buddy.
I thought it was kind of boring, so don't get me wrong, I love Hawaii, so I switched it from Hawaii to South Carolina, and I kind of like developed the whole world from there about setting sail, and it's eventually what turned into Greetings from Freedom Island. Like Mr. Macabre's Mysterious Museum, Greetings from Freedom Island actually had an initial pilot episode, but I never filmed it or posted it. It's the thing about, sometimes Olinger Tunes actually do get legitimate pilot episodes made for them, but they're never posted onto YouTube. So, yeah, I guess that means Wyatt Olinger Lost Media is out there waiting to be found. I'm not a big channel, so I don't think it'd be right to call L Supersonic Q or anything like that. So maybe someday, when the searches become more mainstream. I mean, some pilots have been getting found. Like the Super Y pilot was found recently, and I think that's really cool. That's really cool seeing like how he was like a purple bobblehead
No,
originally.
that would be lame.
Like a green.
Sorry, not
Like
sorry.
green, almost looked like a onesie. And he's got this little kangaroo with him. Yeah. I think it's much better than the Super Y we ended up getting, to be honest with you. Anyways, back to Olinger Tunes. And then, of course, Pokemon Maya, which is another long-running Olinger Tune. That came into play when I decided, hey, you know what would be pretty sweet? If I developed an Olinger Tune based on pre-existing material. So I came up with Pokemon
Not
Maya.
surprising.
It was originally it was essentially the show adaptation of my own Pokemon fan game idea that kind of got turned into an Olinger Tune. Like, some elements from the original journal are also present in it. But I'm gonna confess, I don't like working on Pokemon Leia. Not one bit.
What?
I kind of want the show to be.
Are you
over.
fucking
It's been going on
serious?
For so long, but unlike the Experiments of Beverly Hills, which I've got some connection
Wow.
to, Pokemon Leia's
Wow.
just getting, and episodes are getting kind of long to make.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, when Pokemon Leia actually ends later on, it'll be a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, you know. So yeah. Pokemon Leia premiered back in September of 2021, and it's still going to this day. And yeah, Four Little Friends was based on a comic. We all know that, right?
No, I don't know what the fuck you're talking
to
about.
Every single comic someday, because I still have them all somewhere.
I hope you never find them. I hope.
File to do so.
I hope you never find them.
Now
I hope
Galactic Girls
rats
because we were kind of covering the history of Olinger Tunes.
all of it up.
So the idea for Galactic
and
Girls
they sat it out under your filthy bed.
Ending. Like, its final few episodes were coming out. Like, the idea for
and
Galactic
the rats
Girls came from
started dancing around like it's a Ratatouille
like,
musical and called you a pussy
Moon or the Power
and
Girls
a virgin.
Shows like that, and also Invader Zim, where I basically mashed.
Oh heck yeah!
Sort of
I love Invader Zim actually.
Hodgepodge show. So, like, how Galactic Girls initially was conceived was it was a show where I initially sketched out Sam in both her human form and alien form, and I was kind of developing this whole idea of, like, these girls coming from not Macalia originally, but Venus. But then once it was decided that the units would be traveling to other planets and Venus was no special, so I made up the fictional Macalia. And originally there was only going to be 4 Galactic Girls instead of 5, believe it or not. The only ones I had created at that time were Sam, Rosie, Lola, and Erica.
Fuck.
And then Grace got added later. And then the show premiered in September at almost 9 p.m. that evening. And Galactic Girls ended up blowing up in popularity. It was the most popular thing on my channel in the last quarter of 2022. Like, everyone was coming to watch this show.
Galactic Girls!
The fact that Simon was also watching all hooligan of episodes over and over, because Galactic Girls is Simon's favorite Olinger tune. I mean, if you look at the comments and the Olinger tune tier list video, he makes that blatantly clear. Okay. Now we're getting toward the end of the podcast, so I'm gonna reveal some Olinger tunes that are, well, actually not all of them. I won't say their names, but I will say one name, though.
Yeah.
So I made a community post
yeah.
about coming to a park. And that show is going to be called Riley's Park. I've been developing Riley's Park since about March of 2023. And I have been super excited to get started working on the show. And I can't wait for all of you to see it. It's probably going to be like the trendy new Olinger tune of 2023, hopefully.
Yeah, it's going to be so popular.
I'm also developing another show at the same time as Riley's Park about a mysterious lady who goes around giving money to poor people. The show's name starts with a C, but I can't say the full name of it just yet. And yeah, that's how Olinger tunes come to be. They're developed for several months, and then they officially go up onto YouTube for the first time. Of course, I make the whole announcements. And then eventually they get wrapped up. And yeah, that's that. Of course, Olinger tunes are pretty much our main thing on my channel at this point. Not the main thing, but a primary element to it. And yeah. And lucky for us, the Olinger tunes aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Even though some of them are exhausting to work on. I actually never had trouble working on a literal anime, so that's great. But Mr. Macabre's Mysterious Museum, oh boy, I hated working on that. Even though it's grown to be quite a notable Olinger tune that's left quite a legacy. So, yeah, we've officially reached the end of the podcast. I have rambled on about a bunch of subpar web shows for far too long.
Yeah.
And I just want to say thank you for listening. This is the first episode where I actually changed the images. Let me know if you want me to do that some more. And, yeah.
I guess.
You all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Happy August. And,
Fuck you.
Well, I'll be seeing you. Bye.
Fuck you.
Hello. All right. Here we are.